Hey everybody, my name's Rebecca. I'm with the Philadelphia Department of Revenue, and today we are talking about taxes. We've been getting a ton of questions about the school income tax, both on social and through email, and so we thought we'd take the opportunity to make a little video about it. Here today with me today is Dave Dorman. He's the Deputy Revenue Commissioner, right?
Yep, you're right.
Okay, Deputy Revenue Commissioner. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rebecca.
So, okay, first of all, how long has the school income tax been around?
Rebecca, the school income tax has been around since 1967, which is quite a long time.
Yeah, so why are people still confused about it?
You know, I think the problem is a lot of people think when they pay the real estate taxes, there's a piece of that that's the school portion, so they think they've paid the school.
Okay.
And this is just a completely different tax. This is on unearned income, and that's really on your property.
I see. Okay, so do people get a notice for the school income tax?
If you ever filed the school income tax in the past, we will send you out coupons and tax returns so that you can file this year's tax. If you haven't filed in the past, you won't receive a form in the mail. You'll have to go to our website and get one. But we do a lot of work around matching projects with IRS data and state of Pennsylvania data, where we look at their data and we see that some of the forms of income that would be taxable for a school income tax was reported to those governments. And then we'll look in our system and see if they were reported to us. If they weren't, then we will send notices out to you telling you that you owe this tax.
So do people, are only people who get a notice, are they the only people who have to pay?
No, not only people who get the notice. Anybody who has some form of unearned income should look into whether or not they owe this tax. But we do try to contact as many people as possible.
Okay, so maybe we need to bring it back a little bit.
Sure.
What exactly is unearned income?
So, earned income obviously is your wage, and if you have a business, it's the income you make on your business. But unearned income would be investments mostly. It could be lottery winnings or any kind of gambling winnings that you have. It can also be if you live in a duplex and you rent out half of that duplex, the earnings that you get from the rent, that would also be subject to school income tax and would be considered unearned income. S-corp distributions, if you have an S corporation, you take a distribution from that, that would be taxable. Dividend income would be taxable, and certain types of interest income are taxable as well.
So when we're talking about folks who have, let's say, a 401k or a pension, that's not covered.
No, that's not taxable for school income tax because that's deferred until the time that you actually take it out of the 401k. So that wouldn't be subject.
And so most folks who pay the school income tax are not cash lottery winners. They're just like normal folks who maybe, so just to recap, they're just like maybe they have rental income, and maybe they've taken a distribution from their S corporation. What about like folks out there who have an annuity, that sort of thing?
Yeah, if they have an annuity and there's a taxable portion to that, that's an interest component of that annuity, that would be taxable. If they had mutual funds and there were some dividends that were earned on the mutual funds, that would be taxable.
So typically, when is it due?
It's due the same time that your federal personal income tax is due, which is April 15th. I think this year there's actually a holiday involved, so this year would be April 17th of 2018 for your 2017 school income tax return.
And so how far back do you have to, do you owe the tax?
If you really have to pay everything you owe as far back as you owe it. So there is no real statute of limitations on how far back you would owe. But as a policy, the Revenue Department only looks back 6 years. And so if you filed 6 years worth, that would be sufficient. Now, when you file the tax returns, you really want to make sure you use the right forms. So you want to go to our website and get the right form for the right year that you're filing, the correct form for the year that you're filing, because the rates change all the time, and we want to make sure that you use the right rate and don't overcharge yourself on the tax. The other thing is, once you've done all the tax returns, you should contact the Revenue Department so we can work with you on any penalties that might be imposed by filing late.
So if I've just learned about this tax, and I've just discovered that I owe a lot of back years, and I have this big bill, I should just call you.
Yeah, just call
and
us.
then the Department of Revenue will work with
And the
them.
Department of Revenue will work with you on that. We have a voluntary disclosure program that we do here at the Revenue Department. If you give us the last 6 years worth of information and you compute all your taxes correctly, we'll waive all the penalties, and you'll
Oh,
just
wow.
owe us interest on the money that you
Wow,
owe
that's
us.
really, really, really good to know. So one last question that I want to get to is, it's called the school income tax. How much of that money actually goes to the school district?
So last year, $42 million was collected from school income tax, and 100% of that went to the school
Okay.
district. It is collected by the city of Philadelphia, but we collect other taxes as well, and we hand them all over to the school. So all the money that you pay for this tax does go to the children.
And great, that's great. So thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thanks for having me.
And just a reminder, the websites that Dave mentioned are phila.gov/revenue, which is where you can find all of the old tax returns. So none of this like take the 2014 form and cross it out and then write 2016.
Right, you'll find them there, and if you don't find what you're looking for there, you can always call the Taxpayer Services area, which is 215-686-6600, and they will mail the forms out to you.
And if you want to avoid all of that, you can also file online at
Yeah.
phila.gov/pay, which is a great website. There's a little button that says school income tax. You click it, and it takes you right to where you need to go to file and pay. But all of the Philadelphia taxes are listed there at phila.gov/pay.
And that's really the best way to do it, because when you do it through there, there's no paper moving around, and it goes right into our system right away. It's all computed properly, no hand keying or anything, so I would highly recommend you use that system.
Great, phila.gov/pay. And I want to thank everyone for watching us today. Follow us or subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and also you can always follow and find us on social media at both Twitter and Facebook at Phila Revenue, and we'll see you later.